All right, what's up, y'all? I got to go into this one. See, I'm always talking to y'all about dealing with women. Don't deal with women that you work with, and but yet a lot of y'all still will do it anyway. So I'm here. I mean, how many times do we got to go over this over and over and over again? The situation, man, with these women in the workplace, man, deadly and dangerous, man. And you guys are still trying to go out here and be with them and trying to finesse them, and that's just you. Whew. Anyway, on this video, we're gonna talk a little bit about the game. Most of y'all know the rapper The Game. And if you don't know him, man, he had a lot of success in the early 2000s and mid 2000s. Rapping. He's a dude from out here in Compton, and he had some nice success, but he ran into a problem with somebody he was working with. Well, he ran into a problem with a couple of women he was working with, and so I'm going to go through that, right now. So, Jaytheon Taylor, better known as The Game, he had success, man. He's a rapper. Nice little, he didn't have that explosive career, but, he definitely popped off. And, he had some success. I think they said his net worth is $10 million. I mean, that's not bad for the average black dude to have $10 million in the bank. Not that bad. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, he had to give 7 of it up. So he did a lot of things bad that I'm going to outline here. Okay, so the first thing he did wrong was he had an issue with one of his staff. He had all female. He had a lot of female staff members. That is not going to work if you're a man. It's not going to work. The days where you could have a secretary. Okay, yeah. The days where you could have a secretary and you could have all women staff around you, man. You ain't Dr. Sabi, man. When none of us are Dr. Sabi, you cannot have that happening anymore. That is, those days are over. You're not Elijah Muhammad. You can't have a bunch of different secretaries. You just can't do that anymore. You can't have a whole bunch of women around you in the workplace no more. You just cannot do it. And the reason why you cannot do it is because of the simple biology of if you're around a woman long enough and she's halfway decent looking, you're going to get comfortable with her, and eventually you're going to do something stupid. Time and time again, it's happened again and again and again with so many of our brothers. And, unfortunately, Mr. Taylor, he has fallen into that mix of that situation. So, anyway, so like I said, that's the first mistake he made was having a lot of female staff members. The next mistake he made was he did the reality show. Now I'm all for getting your money, get your money, but when he had a show where people was trying to get to him, they was trying to, I guess, date him or be the one. He left the baby's mom to date one of these other women, whatever. I really don't know. I can't speak on the man's personal life, but that's what played out on the TV show. But I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. But a lot of times, I could see that the girl was really she had a very overbearing personality, and I could see that he just really wasn't happy with that. I knew something else was going to come, and not to knock her or nothing like that. It just a lot of women have that overbearing personality. They feel like, because they're a woman, they can talk to you any kind of way. And this man was on national TV, had somebody talking to him crazy like that. I get it, I get it. But like I said, the second thing he did, man, was he went on this reality show where all these women were throwing themselves at him. Now, you can do something like that if everybody signs an NDA and or everybody is in agreement that whatever goes, goes, whatever happens, happens. But see, you don't have that anymore. See, you can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. Women are allowed to use your biological, the biological advantage they have over you. They're allowed to cash in on it. They're allowed to cash in on it. You can't do nothing but sit back and pay. You can't do nothing but sit back and pay. So he went on this reality show, The Game, and to find a girlfriend or, wife or whatever. And one of the contestants said he was sexually assaulting her. So that put him in a bad way. So to him, in his vision, he was like, what? I did this to everybody. This is no big deal. You all signed up to come on here. It's no big deal. What's the problem? That was where he was coming from with it. But where she was coming from with it was, yeah, I'm going to get paid. So you got people, man, that's just coming to get paid. I'm going to get paid. And so instead of, like, the first time he did something to her, she should have been like, hey, I'm out of here. No, I'm not going to let you do that to me, right? But she allowed it to continue. Why? Because she knew she was setting him up for the kill. She was setting him up for the slaughter, right? She knew, okay, this guy cannot control himself. All I got to do is put him in situations where he'll do this stuff, and then he'll do, instead of just saying, hey, I don't want to do it, and getting herself kicked off this show, which she knew what would have happened if she would have spoke up at the time. She would have got kicked off the show. So she didn't, obviously. But hey, you know what? I mean, when it get down to it, it's just business. And she got, she ended up getting a payday for it. So, that little incident turned her into a multimillionaire, on paper at least. Anyway, let's finish the story. So anyway, accusations at the game was floating around about whether he did this or did that or not, and the game didn't even take it seriously. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe, I know, I wouldn't want to use the lawyers that he used. Man, whew, if that was, either he got good advice and didn't listen, or he got bad advice and listened. Either way, that's a bad situation. But I'm going to take it as far as, because I'm sure he didn't realize the seriousness of the situation. And if he had a good team on this, if he had a good lawyer staff, they would have broke that down to him, whether he wanted to hear that or not. But like I said, a lot of you athletes, black athletes, a lot of you black entertainers, man, what ends up happening is your representation is really scared of you. They're scared to tell you, oh, you know what? The British are coming. The British are coming. They're scared to tell you that. They don't sound an alarm on you. So they tell you, oh, well, we'll take care of it, but it's going to cost you, a $30,000 retainer. And they just get money off of you. And then they know you're going to lose. Because I don't believe the game really saw how serious this situation was. He would have did something about it. That's my opinion. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but that's my opinion. Brothers look like he's a smart brother. Not stupid. I mean, we've all done stupid things, but he don't look like a brother that's inherently stupid. So I'm going to take that position that he just didn't know that this could develop into this situation. Anyway, so after the show, she sued him. She sued him. She took him to court. And so anyway, he didn't even really uh, he didn't really take it seriously. He didn't take it seriously. Excuse me for a second. He didn't take the sister seriously. So the sister went to court, and he did not show up to court. A lot of you guys do the same thing at child support hearings, right? A lot of you guys do this at child support hearings, DNA hearings. You don't show up. Sometimes you guys don't show up because you moved and you didn't get the paperwork or whatever. But that's why you got to tie up your loose ends out there. So anyway, the game didn't show up to court to defend himself personally. So I don't know whether he was represented by counsel or not. Or he thought it's just going to go away. She's just going to go away. Maybe he tried to throw some money at her under the table, and the girl was like, no, I'm going to get a big check from you. But this is the threat of what you got going on out here. Now, not to say he should have been grabbing all on her or whatever she alleged happened, because no criminal charges, as far as I know, have been filed. This is just a civil suit here. So, therefore, however, so the game didn't show up. So the girl got a default judgment. A default judgment is when the person you're suing doesn't show up. They just the person that's suing you don't even have to bring no evidence. You not there to defend yourself. Bam, just judgment against you, right? So the gang got a default judgment for I think $1.7 million or something like that, and then she got another judgment for punitive damages, 5 point something mil. Altogether equals like $7.1 or $2 million, right? And he's only worth $10 million, so you got to give up 7 to her, right? On paper. Now, if he ever gives her the money, we'll see. We don't know, and how they're gonna do it, I don't know. You know, he might do the 50 Cent route where he takes everything and puts it out of his name, and it's, you know, he puts it in the name of a corporation or a trust or whatever, so they can't do nothing with him. But who knows? Who knows? The point is, how did the game get caught up in this situation? That's the situation. See, you guys ain't got lawyers. You guys can't pick up the phone and say, put all my assets in the trust, and somebody get it done in a day or two. Most of us don't have that kind of. We can't just pick up the phone and do that, right? What I'm saying is, but how did you get in that situation anyway? How you got in this situation is, number one, he had too many women working on his staff. I had been hearing rumblings about stuff about him with women on his staff anyway. But fortunately for him, nothing came out of it, like no police charges or nothing like that. But, you know, rumblings have been about him and his female staff. Rumblings have been about him, you know, with other situations. And maybe he was smart enough to say, here's some money under the table, just take that, leave me alone. And maybe he was smart enough to, and maybe that's how he got off of a lot of this stuff. But with this particular situation, see what's happening to you, you think you get away with it so long, man, you think you are bulletproof. And you're not bulletproof. None of us are bulletproof, man. None of us are bulletproof. And shout out to the game, man. I'm using your example to tell these dudes not to mess with women at work. That's the bottom line with this situation. Don't mess with women you work with. Don't do it. It's just absolute. You know, if it goes bad, it can go really bad. This situation cost this man $7 million. $7 million with an M. $7 million he has to pay to this chick because he grabbed her butt or did something, whatever she alleged that he did. He was groping her or something like that. So $7 million just for not showing up to court. He probably could have got that. And then, so let me finish the story. So anyway, he got the judgment. He tried to go back and say, what? Wait a minute, what? See, now when she got that $7 million judgment, he's like, oh, now we see how serious the situation is. He's like, whoa. Let's go back and let's revisit this situation. Let me go back and revisit it. But the judge like, oh no, you're a black rapper. You got a tattoo on your face. You got a nose ring. Oh no. You're not getting no love up in here. You should have been at the first trial. So they shut that down. So he wanted to get a retrial. He couldn't get a retrial. They shut that down. Then he wanted to get the judgment reduced. They shut that down. They said, no, you got to pay this lady. Then you got to pay. See, once they pick you for it to be an example, it's hard to get out from under that rock, man. Once they say you're going to be the example for the rappers that grow up on these girls, you know, that's why you think MTV and Viacom, they're not doing these, you know, fall in love with the rapper shows no more. They're not doing that. So the Game, Poe brother tried to get this thing revisited. Nobody would give him no love, right? So now he got to pay this chick, right? So he goes, okay, hey, y'all should have let me know, Viacom, y'all should have let me know that this chick was possibly could have did something like this. I don't know how they were supposed to know that at Viacom. I don't know how they were supposed to know that. But anyway, he filed a lawsuit against Viacom. He said, you put me in harm's way, put me with this girl. And he lost that suit with Viacom. So what's the point? What's the point? The point is, man, don't mess with women at work. This is such a bad situation, and how you could just lose everything. Now here, yeah, they was out on a date and everything, but they were basically working together. He should have pulled it to the side and said, hey, look, you tell me what I can't do so that I can know because we got to make this look good so that we can sell this thing. If he would have been able to do it, he could have continued on with this process, but he couldn't. He had to stop because these girls with the money grabbing. I'm not saying it should be okay for him to do this or that. I'm just saying you should be upfront and say, hey, is it going to be a problem if I grab your butt? Is it going to be a problem if I get real? And she could have said yes. And then he would have said, okay, cool. I won't get that close up on you then. But see, brothers out here doing a lot of stuff, man, and you think you bulletproof. You get to the point where you think you bulletproof. I just, you know what I mean? And by the time he figured out, man, oh, this thing ain't going to just this thing ain't just going away. It was too late. She already had a default judgment. $7 million. Now, he's only, quote unquote, worth 10. I don't know. I'm going off the internet. I don't really know what's in this man's bank account, but I'm going off of what's on the internet, and they're saying he's worth $10 million. The girl got a judgment for 7. That don't leave too much in the pot. Now, I don't know what this dude is doing to handle this, man. I don't know what the Game. Shout out to the Game, man. Hope you able to work it out where you can, you know, maybe you can get this thing reduced or something. Because if you did do all that stuff to her, man, yeah, she deserves something. But more than half your assets, no, I don't think that's not right. That's not right. And they would never let a woman do that. They would never force a woman to do something like that. So I don't, you know, it's just, but hey, you know, unfortunately, brother, you put yourself in a position where they was able to make an example out of you. And, you know, this is why you don't mess with women at work. If you can avoid hiring them, I know, oh, that's not EEOC. But, see, you got forget the EEOC. You got to say to yourself, okay, if I'm putting this woman in an environment where something bad might happen to her. If you know you hiring her to be your personal assistant and you got nothing but crazy ass niggas running around you, eventually somebody's gonna try to step to her, right? I mean, eventually you're gonna get caught up in something. Who you think they're gonna sue? The crazy ass nigga that's running around behind you, or they're gonna sue you as the employer? They're gonna sue you. That's why I said, man, you know, try not to work with them, man. If you do work with them, you work at a company and you working with women, man, just stay away from them. Don't talk to them. Man, they can blow your life apart. This is a $7 million lesson this man had to learn. But that $7 million all of us can learn from it. All of us can learn from that lesson that you know, you just mess with women at work, man, it can go all bad. It can go off the rails so quick. And then you look like an idiot, man. You look like an idiot, man. You try to, you know, you just like, what? And you're not even, it's not even about being stupid. It's just about not taking it seriously. And then look what happened. This brother didn't take this thing seriously, man. He thought, man, I didn't do nothing to her, man. What's the problem? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do to anybody else. Ain't nobody else had a problem. She crazy. She just talking out of her head. Whew. She went and got the right kind of lawyer. Fried you like an egg, brother. And so this lesson should be a lesson for all of us, man. It should be a lesson for all of us. Stay away from these women at work, man. Stay away from them. Don't have nothing to do with them. Because if you do, this is the type of stuff that's going to happen to you. All right? All right. Oh, never be the aggressor, brother. Never be the aggressor. Shout out to the game. And shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson for putting me up on this story, because I heard about it back in the day, but I forgot about it. Peace.